Hello and welcome everyone to another video. Now today, as promised before, I will be doing a little segment on Samhain rituals. Now this video will be suitable for literally anyone. I tried to think of as many different rituals and things that you can do to celebrate the season of Samhain. Now as you can see, my line of smoke has gone very straight. It's absolutely wonderful. I like the calm energy today. It's a warm, summery autumn day in October. It's quite unusual for the season. So let's get on with the most simple things that you can do to celebrate Samhain. My first thing is wearing colours associated with the day. So wearing the colours helps you to embody the energies of Samhain, especially black. It sort of neutralises the energy around you, as well as offers protection. It is associated with divination, so if you are performing a divination ritual, it's a really good colour to wear to draw in that protective energy. Grey is another colour that you can wear. It is associated with the realm of spirits, the underworld. Wearing it will enhance your connection with the spirit world. And if you're doing any visual divination and dream work, it's very good to wear grey whilst you're practicing. And there's two different colours that are very typical for the season and have become very popular, especially in the pop culture. The first one is orange. It is the colour of harvest. It is a beautiful, cheery colour, and it brings out happiness and strength for those who wear and surround themselves with orange. Purple has been constantly referred as the witch's colour. It is spiritual protection and psychic powers. So if you're looking for enlightenment or just better connection with the other world, it's good to wear a bit of purple to embrace that spiritual healing and to symbolize your inner feminine energy and power. Now let's get into some flowers, seeds and oils you may be using during Samhain. So marigolds and rosemary are two very popular plants. Marigolds were always associated with the dead, especially in the more southern cultures. Rosemary also strengthens your connection to the underworld, so it's extremely useful to have it at home or if you're cooking to implement rosemary. Now, pomegranate or pumpkins, they also are a sign of the underworld. It kind of connects you with the spirit realm. They represent also love and fertility. So that's quite useful to also feature on your altar, or to use pumpkins or gourds or pomegranates simply as decoration in your kitchen. If you are still in your broom closet, because it is quite a seasonal item, or a bit of veg and fruit. But it's a beautiful also offering if you are, I wouldn't say worshipping, but following and working with different deities. Right, so let's get into a bit of oils and scents. As mentioned before, rosemary is a very popular one. You have frankincense and patchouli. So frankincense, patchouli and rosemary, even if you combine it, it combines qualities of purifying, protection, and it heightens your personal vibrations. You can use rosemary even if you're making a little charm bag or anything else. It's a wonderful and readily available herb. So as mentioned, you may want to also produce a charm bag as a part of your ritual. Now for a charm bag, you can grab a tiny bit of cloth or anything else that appeals to you and simply bind it together with all the things you want inside of it, with a bit of string around it to hold it together. There's quite a few tutorials online how to make little charm bags. You can also purchase an already made little bag and put whatever charms you want in it. Now for Samhain, you might want to put some pumpkin seeds, some crushed eggshells, coins, moon, pentacles sort of charms. You can put straw in there and different crystals. depending on what you want to attract in the new witch's year. Contents will highly be dependent on what you're trying to draw into your life. Now, Samhain is a really popular time to connect to ancestors and loved ones who have passed away. You can host meals and dinners and feasts and get-togethers with family and friends, or even by yourself if you don't have anyone around you. You can always prepare a little dish and, leave the food out after you are done, just in case some of the spirits that are wandering around decide to basically join you or to participate in the little dinner. I mean, Celts used to leave offerings of food and other items that their loved ones used to like. So if you have an ancestral altar, you can leave basically items that your loved ones or your ancestors basically used to like and enjoy whilst they were alive. You can also leave these little offerings on their grave sites where they're resting. You can also create a place of power, so like a sacred space for yourself, whether that is outside in a garden or somewhere else where you're able to access it quite frequently. Usually this sort of sacred space you would have outside to meditate, a place where you can come to gather your thoughts together. I do recommend placing a quartz crystal to charge your space, whether it is outside or inside. I think it is a good practice, and to always bring offerings to sort of strengthen your connection with your space. So let's touch on some of the crystals that you might use during Samhain. So I made up a little list. You have calcite, selenite, fire opal, jasper, jet, hematite, moldavite, tektite and carnelian. Some people also use citrine. So you have these sort of autumnal colours, a lot of beautiful crystals that you can use for divination. So I'm going to talk about now obsidian, because this is a very popular crystal for not just divination, but for magical practice and for putting it into little charm bags. So you have different types of obsidian, such as black obsidian. It is the most intense out of all the obsidians because it's so dark and it directs the energy very well compared to other ones, and it is the most protective of the obsidians. Then you have a mahogany obsidian, so it's quite reddish as it has a lot of iron in it. It is connected to your root chakra. It helps with healing any past trauma that you may have, and if you want to build a strong foundation in the next sort of coming year, it is a good stone to carry around. Now another type is a rainbow obsidian, quite a pretty one. It has different blues and greens, sort of reddish, sometimes hues. A wonderful stone to work out for anyone who's doing path work or dream work, where you're going into other realms. It's good for manifesting powers, and it works good with all chakras. Another obsidian type is sheen. And this is extremely good for divination, as you have this golden aura that can produce its own imagery once you do concentrate on it and look at it when you're performing divination. And now we have one of my favorite obsidian types, which is snowflake, also known as the yin and yang stone. It's all about balance and harmony if you're in your life. It's good for any workspaces, so I sometimes carry it into my office just to keep me more refreshed and enthusiastic. Now you can perform divination with different stones and crystals that have different colours. You don't need to really follow the crystals that I mentioned before. It always depends what feels right to you. So you can even pick up, if you don't have crystals, you can pick up some stones and colour them red, white, orange, yellow, green, blue, an indigo colour and a purple. So the red would be for love and passion, white would be for purity, orange is for balance and creativity, yellow for confidence and intelligence or knowledge, and green you would have more for healing and the earth energies. Blue would represent communication, indigo is anything to do with the spirit, and the purple for personal enlightenment. So you can always ask a question and pick out like a stone with your eyes closed while shuffling them in a little bag while you think what you want to know. And you can create your own ways. You can do also other rituals such as taking a walk outside simply, especially if the weather's nice and lovely. Now this is wonderful for anyone who is in the broom closet because you can almost get anyone outside for a walk, giving the excuse that it's good for your health. But for you personally, if you do walking meditations and whatnot, really feel your surrounding area. Take deep breaths and really feel the energy of autumn around you. Now, at this sort of time of Samhain, bonfires are quite common, so it might be worth suggesting having a little bonfire with your family. You can host a costume party, as before Celts used to dress up to confuse the pixies and other deities as the veil becomes thinner and they mix into our world. You can do some seasonal baking with fruit and vegetables such as pumpkins, any gourds and apples that you might have harvested. So you can also do gathering like leaves and acorns and pine cones and placing them on your altar or simply using them as decoration. I used to like gathering pine cones during the season and tie them up in a little kind of chain and hang them up on my Yule tree. You can do some pumpkin carving, turnip carving. This season is quite popular for broom making. Actually, a lot of witches do create a broom on Samhain. So it's a wonderful activity for those of us who are out the broom closet. Let's have a quick look at the cosmic timing, especially for 2023 Samhain and mid to end October. So the moon during Samhain will be in Gemini. Now Gemini is represented by Mercury, if I'm not mistaken, and Mercury is all about communication. So if you are doing any spirit work or communicating with the other side, this Samhain is exceptionally good because you'll definitely get an answer of some sort. You also have the Scorpio season approaching. So it has a lot to do with sensitivity, creativity and your personal feelings. So as you go into the Scorpio season, it's a good time to reflect back onto yourself and how much you have developed as a person. Think about your feelings and to basically reflect back and be a bit more creative, I guess, or implement creativity and just have fun with it. So we have a full moon that's also approaching on the 28th, and we call that a blood moon, or others say it hunter's moon, and it's going to be going into an eclipse, so that's probably going to amplify the energy. You have a Taurus full moon as well, which is good for building foundation at a very steady pace. Now I do have some tips for those of you who might be in the broom closet or just literally for anyone, and that is to check out Facebook pages for your area of paganism or Wicca, to find like-minded people and share ideas, draw inspiration from others. I myself found many online covens that perform rituals remotely, so you never have to feel like you're doing it on your own if that's something that you don't want to do when it comes down to rituals. So have a look online, even on Reddit. There's so many people that share wonderful ideas, and I can't help but recommend everyone to connect with one another during the Samhain, as we do have the moon during Samhain in Gemini, and communication is something that all of us can work on to strengthen our bonds and ourselves. So I wish you a wonderful day wherever you are. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video. I really do hope that you will find something from this video that you're going to use this Samhain. Please feel free to comment or share your Samhain traditions and what you're planning to do this year, so others may find it and draw inspiration from it. Feel free to give me a like and subscribe for more pagan, witchcraft and Wicca based content.